How's it going, everyone? My name is Donovan and this is How to Happy. In this video, we're going to be doing a book review of The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. This book is best for those who want to develop a baseline in productive and positive thinking. There are a lot of concepts in here that are explained out really well, and it gives you a lot of different exercises that you can actually try to implement. On that note, the difficulty to digest is pretty low, but there is a lot of content. Concepts, however, are outlined in a really clear and easy to follow fashion, plus most of them have exercises or stories to further illustrate how to get them done. On to the key insights. So The Magic of Thinking Big is a book that starts out kind of how to shift your internal thinking and then slowly moves to topics around how you think about the external world, helping you find ways to think more positively and productively and just generally feel better and happier. The primary message of the book is that the way you think about life determines how you actually experience life. So, regardless of your external circumstances, if you believe that you're poor, even if you have millions of dollars, you're going to live a life that feels very poor and miserly. On that same note, if you think about living a life that's pretty small, you're going to end up in those same small categories. Only when you expand your thinking to take on bigger and bigger tasks do you start slowly nudging yourself in that direction to make things happen. The book covers quite a few topics. Again, a big part of it is about how your thinking opens up opportunities for you. So when you think in a certain way, you see certain opportunities and get the most out of other experiences, whereas other people with different thought patterns may not see those opportunities or may not capitalize on them as well. The book also has a section speaking about behaviors you can take, which is going to naturally lend itself to creating better connections, as opposed to some other behaviors you can create, which is more likely to cause disconnects. Now, on top of all this, The Magic of Thinking Big has some really nice examples to help guide you through these different concepts. Some of the examples are a little bit narrow in scope, but for the most part, you should be able to pull out enough to understand the concept. And while the very specific tactics you're given may not be perfect, they are enough to illustrate the general strategy, and then you can find more tools for yourself from there. In addition, there are nice recaps at the end of every chapter to kind of help you understand and digest what you've just read and condense it into a useful format. So that's really nice. It allows you to digest what would otherwise probably be an overwhelming amount of content in blocks that make sense and can actually be processed. So all in all, it's a book with a lot of good content organized in a way that's very practical and helpful. Moving on to other considerations. While there is a really nice organizational flow to this book, there are still a lot of concepts just by volume. So you may want to slow down a little bit just to digest and actually give some of these a shot instead of just reading through all of them and not giving yourself a chance to try them. This is one of the better self-improvement or self-help or whatever you want to call it type of books that I've read in a while, so it comes highly recommended. Most of the things in the book come naturally, right? When you read them, they make sense and you don't have to dig into a lot of weird thinking or, spiritual type thinking. A lot of it is just practical, right off the top, makes sense. It passed a lot of my, BS detectors right off the bat, which for me is really, really impressive and makes the book really valuable. On the flip side, if you've been in the self-development space for a while, you may not get quite as much out of this book just because a lot of the ideas inside of it are ubiquitous and they seem to appear in all kinds of other books. That being said, it's still a really good primer for those who are looking to kind of frame their thoughts productively. In addition, even if you've been in the space for a while, it's really neatly organized, so it's nice as a reminder that these different sections are ways to improve your life, even if you've been on the path for a while. Let's move on to the applicable content section. Number 1, how can you shift your thinking about something to be even bigger? 2, what's the largest goal or dream you want to accomplish? 3, what realm is most likely to hinder your self-belief and confidence? Why? How can you overcome it? That's all I've got for this video. So as always, if you have any questions, comments, topics you want me to cover, books you think I should take a look at, let me know. Beyond that, I will have a link to this book down below in the description where you can pick it up. And that's it. See you next time. You can check out more content at howtohappy.com. Also, don't forget to subscribe so you can stay up to date on the videos. We've also got a Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook that you can check out. Reflect, take action, and enjoy life. See you next time.